Ooh, what's going on, people? It's your man, the YB, back once again. So, I got a bit of a mad one for you, man. Hooray! No, regarding Dmitry Bivol and his now ex-missus. She's jumped on the gram, airing his ass out. Dirty dog, she says. Dmitry, the dog, Bivol. And she ain't talking about in the ring either. He a dog in the streets, allegedly. Some people are saying. Here we go.
Canelo and me. So please write to Saul Alvarez because when we divorced, when we were in the process of divorce, I told my ex that you know what, you became such a devil after Canelo, so maybe you won in the ring, but in the life you lost because this money and this power, it made you crazy. So please write to Canelo. We are the winners with him. There is just two people who won Bivol. It's Canelo and...
So, I don't know, man. I ain't gonna lie. With them eyes she's got, she might be a crazy looking ass bitch. That's the truth. Yeah, that's the truth. What can I say, people? What can I say? Listen, let's give you some more context here. So this essentially sports account has looked into the specifics of the situation. Ex-wife Ekaterina brands Dmitry Bivol coward as court battle over alleged cheating continues. Oh, he a dog. Listen, he a dog in them streets, man. And she alluded to it, man. The coin and the clout went straight to his head. And it is quite disappointing. I'm not going to lie to you. That's typically how it goes. I guess you've got to respect Usyk. Although you just don't know really, do you? You don't know. I'd like to think Usyk, the way Usyk bangs on about his Jesus piece, you'd like to think he's 100% legit. But really, we haven't seen nothing suspect with Usyk. And if there was anyone in the sport, in fact, the only guy in the sport I know is 100. Or I'm pretty confident that's 100. It's Usyk. Everyone else, even Dmitry, he's supposed to be one of them Japanese Russian cats, right? Old school, you'd assume. He trifling. He dogging. Yeah, honest people. Dmitry Bivol, one of them guys, yeah, who tells his missus, I'm training. Toot toot. Yeah, he down some country lane somewhere, dogging a bitch. Taking a bitch out for a dogging date. You understand, people? That's what she alleges. Anyway, let's read it all out. Did the fame and fortune Dmitry Bivol received after putting the beats on Canelo Carrot Top Alvarez change him as a person? Bivol's ex-wife, Ekaterina, who separated from the fighter just a year after the Carrot Top bout, not too long ago. So she separated. Did she initiate this separation? I'm not sure anyway. It goes, she has accused him of acting like the devil once he got a taste. Once he hit that power and money lick. The power and money lick. Most of us unwashed masses, yeah, we don't really know. You can all speculate. I can sit here with my broke ass and speculate about this and that. Yeah, but you don't know until you're on, right? Dmitry Bivol, he a nice guy. More time, right? Again, up there with, in my mind, before this, he was up there with Usyk. A humble, quiet, solid dude. Then that money and power lick hit. Dmitry Bivol hit that money and power lick, and it's all unraveled. So like I said, Bivol, like most people, start things with the best intentions. They say the road to hell is paved with good intentions. You understand? So he probably saw, I mean, she nice thing still. A nice Japo-Russian thing. Yeah? Japanese Russian thing she looked to me like. She don't look pure Russian or pure Japo. So it's a Japo-Russian thing. And no doubt, Bivol, I think they're a good match actually. Bivol's not a bad looking lad. He had promise as well. So they make a good match. And I believe he bred it a few times as well. Look, you can see these are clearly Bivol's meatheads here. Come on now, stop. They're clearly Bivol's things. So Bivol's got 2 kids. They might even be twins now, not twins. But yeah, he got 2 kids, look about 6, 7 years old. So that, I mean, if they're 6 or 7, let's call it 6. They've been together for a while. Bivol's what, 31, I think. Bivol age. Bivol's 33, so he been bred this thing. He's been 100%. Yeah, what, 7 years? 7 years he been on this nans. Tearing his nans up, no doubt, respectfully. And he probably thought at the time, right, he was unknown. So there is, even though I think by looking at her eyes, she crazy. 100%. She a tweaking, man. She a tweak. You know she'd be tweaking. She a female who'd be tweaking, man. Yeah, she one of them females where Bivol can't even look somewhere the wrong way. It's a problem. Yeah, if Bivol look at his phone the wrong way, this bitch be tweaking. Anyway, who texting? You can just tell in her eyes, man. The eyes, she don't blink. She like this, running her mouth. You watch her eyes, man. Got the shade in them eyes. Makes me laugh. I was watching something a little while ago on witches, and they were saying, yeah, it was wrong. It was persecution, man. They persecuted these poor females, people. Men who you hear talk about women being persecuted for being witches, they ain't never been with a witch. They have not. You understand that one, people? Yeah, there's a whole bag of dudes out there, yeah, who ain't never been with a witch. It's all fun and games. It's all persecution until you got a chick like this posted up in front of you, giving you the eyes, giving you the dark eyes. When their pupils go black, they're like this. It's all fun and games. Let me warn you, man, now. It's all fun and games. It's all persecution until you're in front of one of them ones. Then all of a sudden, you're, oh damn, them Donnies from the 18 or from the 900 BCs, they was onto some here. You understand? Anyway, so yeah, Bivol probably started with the best of intentions, and then that money and power lick hit, and it went straight to his head. Allegedly. Now, in all fairness, we haven't really seen it translate to his personality. It's not like all of a sudden Bivol started rocking out with chains and hoes and whatnot, but he was always on the humble side. He was never going to be an Adrian Broner type. So, whilst we haven't seen public or obvious displays of his new floss, usually with the quieter cats, it's the home life that gets wrecked. Right? They ain't going to be out here just completely wilding, but it'll be breaking downs of relationships. Equally, though, it could be the case that Bivol's spending more time from home. He's busier now. Then again, he was always fighting. Who knows, man? Ultimately, I tend to agree that she's right, if I'm honest. He probably was trifling. Truth be told. He probably was trifling. Yeah. And other women who don't have the witch in them, Paris Fury, she don't have the witch in her. She can just sit there and suck it up. Whatever Tyson's doing. This one here, she's not having it. Yeah. And it's these ones here, this female here, Bivol's ex-wife, is the type of bitch to end up on a Netflix documentary. It's lucky Bivol got out of Dodge. Because if she'd have catched his ass in the act, it's lucky he flew out to the States somewhere. You know, because if his ass was still back in Russia, he'd have been on Netflix. World champion boxer. Found slain with 45 puncture wounds. You understand? That's what it would have been. He was fixing to feature on Netflix. True crime. That's what he was going to end up on. And should have been at his the picture for the documentary would have been a bitch just blooded up and got the ting. Got the shiv. Got the chef in her hand. You understand? She got the Gordon Ramsay in her hand. That's what would have happened, people. Yeah? The Netflix documentary poster would have been this chick. You know when they arrest him? And she'd have been in some white robe. And she'd have had the Jamie Oliver in her hand. No doubt about that one. That's what it would have been. So he lucky. He's still breathing. To tell the truth. I can just watch again. Watch.
Me. So please write to Saul Alvarez, because when we divorced, when we were in the process of divorce, I told my ex that, you know what?
Look at them eyes. Stop. Yeah. Look at that. I don't want the truth, man. I ain't trying to give this bitch no, man. That's the truth. I don't want no problems with this bitch, man. I'm trying to sleep. I'm trying to not wake up with 45 puncture wounds in my ass. You understand, people? I like only breathing through my mouth. You understand? You know it's bad, yeah? If any of you Donnies wake up and somehow you feel air going in through your chest, it's over for you. Yeah? I like the way the air feels going in my mouth and down my lungs. I ain't trying to have a couple holes here, too. I'm not trying to have a couple holes in the body area, too. Do you understand, people? Anyway, let's get back to the thing here. This is waffle mainly. In a recent spate of attacks she posted on her IG stories, Katrina hinted that Bivol was running away from his responsibility as a father. Married, take responsibility. Divorced, be a responsible parent. Bear responsibility. And I will say this now, and life's complicated, man. Especially in these times. These times are truly trifling and treacherous. The capitalistic system, has pumped everyone's head up with madness, with the shaitan, essentially. That's what it's doing on a daily basis. I'm not trying to glorify the old school, but anything of substance is not valuable now. So much. What's valuable is, if they can't sell it to you, they can't really sell stable relationships to you. They want everyone to have to buy 10 cars. Does that make sense? Yeah, if they can't sell you it, a stable relationship for 40 years is not as profitable for the cabal as having everyone dipping in, dipping out, having to buy new this, buy new that, because you've split it with 4 different bitches. You see that one there? Yeah? They want it messy. Messy is profitable. Unstable is profitable. Yeah? Because most of the time, stable people, they ain't on the antidepressants. They ain't on all the different pills. So you got this everywhere you look. Someone trying to get you on a pill or sell you a car or 100%. And relationships really are where most people find stability. They don't want you in them for long. So Dmitry Bivol, he got the bag. He been bred the bitch, right? She got 2 kids by him. He bred her. Bosh! Dmitry Bivol hits the Canela carrot top lick. And she alleges it all fell off from there, which we can all agree this chick's definitely got the witch in her. That's for damn sure. She definitely got the witch. Look at it. Come on now, stop. Look at this picture here, people. Come on now. If that ain't a witch, I don't know what is. You can't even see. No, there's no whites in her eyes. It's like, bosh. She come and get your ass. If I was Bivol, I wouldn't be sleeping well at night, man. She wanted them ones. She wanted them ones to somehow get a United States visa and come pull up on you. That's this kind of one here. Yeah? Well, she'd be doing she probably got all them gemstones and all them rocks. She cooking some spells on Bivol's ass right now. You can best believe that one. I'd put money on it. This chick here ain't just on the gram. She trying to cook something for Bivol. She trying to give Bivol something to hold in his dreams. Do you understand? And this in a way gives me more confidence for the Biterbiat fight. Do you understand? Because she bin cast a spell on Bivol's ass. Bivol might get clipped in the first round now and just be like on the floor, spar code from the shaitan and energy. Do you understand, people? Anyway, what was I going to say? But yeah, where I was originally going with the whole life's messy now, who do you blame here? Right? Who do you blame? Assuming, obviously, if he was a dog man, then she didn't know he was going to be on, did she? A lot of people say, well, she should have known that he was going to boss up and he was going to have the whole kind of red pill, fresh and fit type shtick. Oh, well, he got options now, so he'll do what he'll do. A man has to know himself, right? That's what he has to do. A man has to know himself. And if you've got the dog in you, which most men do, all due respect, most men have the dog in them. Let's call it a spade here. Most men wouldn't have a problem porking a whole bag of things. How I kind of reason that down is to say to myself, would I want to be dogged? No. It's like a critical check in my mind. Yeah? It's like a block. It's a line of code. As much as you might want to go around dogging you wouldn't like it if it was done to you. And that's men. There'll be don't get me wrong, there'll be cucked men out there who probably lie and say, no, I wouldn't bone no tings if I could. I wouldn't bone 100 tings because my name's Mahatma Gandhi, right? But that's not really the challenge. Right? If you're low T and don't have that kind of, have them leanings, good for you. But the real kind of, strength is to, what am I looking for here? I'm just yabbing around. Bottom line is, man, hold the line. Yeah? Whether you need to have a whole bunch of girls or you don't, hold the line. If you wake up in the morning and don't want a whole bunch of girls, good for you. If you wake up in the morning, though, and you got kids, you got a wife, you got to hold the line, man. Ain't no one asked you to breed the thing up. And Bivol wasn't a bum. I think he's an Olympic medalist. So he must have known that futures were coming. He could have kept this thing as a link, and then hit the Canelo lick and said, "Hey, I'm on now," and been out of there. But he chose, man, to play these big man games. And I do believe if you breed a chick here, now we don't know what she was like. She might have been hella crazy as well. That's all. It's very complicated, like I said. Unless you're there. And even if you are there, even if we knew he was crazy, she was crazy, even if we knew he lost his head after the carrot top lick, it's still difficult. So it's one of them, essentially. What I am comfortable in saying is he got to pay half now. That's what he got to do. I'm not one of them ones. A lot of dudes say, "Oh well, it's a travesty that men have to pay half." No one asked you to breed her. And if you've ever been around kids, they're annoying little fuckers. That's for damn sure. I don't want 100%. Do you understand, people? It's not easy. People think it's easy. Men breed things here and then dip off, move on to whatever they want to do. No one asks you to breed her, and you're the man. A lot of these men cuck channels, like Fresh and Fit or whatever, they say, well, yeah, the man will spread his seed, and yeah, the man will pay for his seed as well, right? There's nothing cool about breeding a whole bunch of things and then not paying for them. They say, "Oh, well, she trapped me." You're supposed to be the man. Yeah? Don't be a victim. "Oh, man, she trapped me, man. She trapped me." Are you a man or not? Yeah? Are you big alpha? I run the household or not? I don't want to hear no man talk about how a woman hit a lick on him. "Oh, man, she got me for this, she got me for that." You're a big old man. Big old man as well. So don't be telling me that. "Oh, I'm alpha, but this bitch got me messed up." Okay, oops. Suck it up, man. Don't be on Fresh and Fit crying about how bad women are, man. You're meant to be a dude. Dudes don't cry about shit, about decisions they took. "Oh, I didn't wrap up and then she trapped me." That's on you, buddy. And I get it. We've all been there. More time. Who really fixing to wrap up? Not the YB. So I get it. I've been lucky in that sense, and I guess it'd be a travesty if the YB got trapped. If that makes sense. That would be a proper travesty for the YB. It'd be a travesty for the baby as well. It's gonna be a hungry ass baby, man. That's one thing for damn sure, man. It'll be a travesty around. It'll be a sorry picture if the YB was to be trapped. You understand, people? Very sad picture. Anyway, she wrote in the caption as she shared pictures of her wedding images, continuing her verbal onslaught. She labelled Bivol as a weak person who doesn't keep his word. "I did not think that day I was marrying a weak person. Now I see and know he is a coward that doesn't keep his word and that he is weak." So, listen, he cheated. I'm going to be honest with that. I think he cheated. Again, in marriage. This is things that I think with a lot of single parent households these days, marriage is still as popular, if that makes sense. Everyone dreams of being married, but because there's so many single parent households, no one really knows what it means. It's just that, oh, I get to spend 30 grand on one day and have all my friends it's all about me. It's like women see it as their Kardashian day, which is completely the wrong way to look at it, right? Women want to get married so they can look like the Kardashians for a day. It's whack. And men, I don't know, men just more time go along with it, but still, no one really knows what it means to be married. And in my opinion, I didn't ask your dirty dog looking ass to go in there and marry the bitch. You chose to do that. I didn't ask you to go in there and breed the bitch twice. So Bivol does have a responsibility here, right? And if he was cheating, again, I'm not religious, but that's why I wouldn't go in a church like that. Yeah? There's no old white man that can give me nothing that I want. Do you understand? You can't do it. Right? There's no man on this earth that can give me nothing like that, spiritually speaking. Because what would he know? Right? "Oh, I speak to God." I bet you do. That sound like a hustle to me. Yeah, come to me, people. Put some money in the pot, because I speak to God. I'm a bit closer to God than you are. Come on, stop. That's a Ponzi scheme. That's a fraud. Yeah? I know something you don't know about God, so come put some coin in my pocket. Stop it. You think that's what you think God, yeah, is really posted up in some church some white man built? Oh, stop it. Come on, people. Use your head a bit. If there's a God, he don't care whether you're in some church with a bunch of nonces, right? If God exists, he don't care if you're in some church with a bunch of nonce in there. That's what he don't do, and that's why I lean. I'm not at all, but Rastafari, yeah, they say that God, or an individual's relationship with God, is personal. There's no hierarchy. There's no pope. There's no archbishop of this. Anywhere there's a human hierarchy, it smells off to the YB. Yeah, it smells off. Oh, I'm going to teach you some knowledge about this. Yeah. Come read this. Come sing this hymn, 7-year-old choir boy. I'm going to teach you some. I bet you are. You dirty bastard. Do you understand, people? That's what them man be on. Understand? These are nonce rings. No doubt. The whole lot of it. They're either money laundering scams, nonce scams. It's all a scam somewhere you look. So the best thing about religion is you sort it out yourself if you want to speak to God. Oh, well, I'm a Catholic and I go to the church and I confess and it's all okay. Stop it. You're in denial, people. If you think you can go and confess and it washes it all off, you're bugging. Right? Well, you're bugging. Again, that was a thing that was incentivized to bring corrupt money into the church. They want all the gangsters coming in. Oh, I've just killed 10 dudes and here's some money to the priest so that he can wash them away. Come on. Are we talking about an all-being and all-seeing being? You think he cares if you patterned up the priest with some coins to wash away your sins? You low IQ. Yeah? You low IQ. So anyway, I've digressed. The point is, Bivol took his big ass, his big alpha looking ass, in there. He married the bitch, he bred the bitch. For me, those are the two. I think breeding is even more important. If you get married and don't breed, it's kind of like, whatever. You can expunge that. But once you... Come on, man. You got to stay tight. These are massive life-changing decisions. Massive ones. And a lot of men, they don't really see that. They just think, well... Like Bivol, potentially. He thinks, well, my brother, she'll handle that now. That's whack. Because then you've got 2 boys growing up. And yeah, Bivol, a lot of men think, oh, well, I'll fly in once a month for a day. That's not how you raise men. I hate to break it to you. It's not. I can tell you now. You can think, well, I'll send her money. It's not the point. Again, men shouldn't have kids yet until they're ready to accept their life is over. Your life's over. Yeah? Your life then becomes making new men. If you're focused on fucking bitches in Las Vegas and flying out here and flying out there and flying out here and flying out there, you're only going to raise lesser men than they would have been. Now, unless you're a complete degenerate. If your dad was a drunk and he was a messy dude, then you're probably better off without him. But if you're a solid guy in most other ways, especially boys, they're only going to benefit. Or even girls. Girls go off the rails as well without a dad around. They end up wilding out, looking for male validation. So it's messy either way. And again, a lot of people they think, okay, well, we've been together a few years now, so let's breed. Or we've been together a few years now, let's stand in front of the eyes of God. And a few years later, some kind of turmoil, you hit a Canelo lick. And you lost your head. You know what I mean? Now, we don't know how... She might have been crazy. She might have been doing his head in. But he would have known that though, right? He would have known she was crazy before he bred her. And that's why I put the responsibility on the man. We claim that men are the leaders and whatnot. So don't tell me now, OIB, you don't know. I saw some comments. Oh, she's crazy and she this, she that. Well, he decided to breed and marry the crazy bitch. Right? That's on him. At that point. You've sealed the deal at that point. So I don't want to hear any excuses now. You're a grown-ass man too. So yeah, I don't really have much... obviously, ultimately... yeah, I don't know what to say, people. Again, it's complicated. We're not there. We don't know what she was like. We don't know what she was doing, but I tend to believe it. It's not a coincidence. Yeah, she's saying he hit the Canelo lick and changed up. That wouldn't be the first time we heard that, would it? So I tend to believe it. Why would she lie for? She's got 2 kids by the dude. She's essentially finished, if that makes sense, right? She's finished at that point. Why would she be lying now? I'm sure she'd have been more than happy. It's not like her prospects are going to be 50 out of 50, are they? So I assume she'd have been happy if he'd have been holding it down. Why would she not? Most women want to be with a baby dad. Let's call it a spade here. Right? Most women want to be with a baby dad that they married and bred twice. That's the truth. Most of them. And he hasn't come out and said, well, she was doing this. So, Dmitry the dog Bivol. Yeah? Anyway, additionally, she revealed, and in a way, actually, I got to give Floyd some credit here. Yeah, Floyd's a cornball. But what I respect for Floyd is, Floyd's never married a bitch. And any bitches he's bred, they've all understood the women are part of a harem. Yeah? Now, Floyd's only little, so he's not a gorilla. He ain't really running a jungle harem like that. But Floyd would have someone in there, his main ting, and there'd be other tings in the house. I respect that. And Floyd's talked at length about this, actually. And again, I respect it. Floyd says, no one's... Yeah, inevitably there ends up some jealousy, but no one's under guises. Yeah, Floyd don't go in there saying, you're going to be the one forever and you're going to be the only one. Floyd says, listen, I'm bossed up. Yeah, the Saudis, they can fly me out anytime for my backside for some coins. So I'm always going to be up. You can jump on and be part of the haram, something where you have a whole bag of women in there. You can be part of the haram, or you can skeet and go and date Nelly like Miss Jackson did. You understand? You can pie me off and go and date Miss Jackson instead, or Nelly. Sorry. I do respect Floyd for that. Floyd, he's a cornball, but he clearly understood something. He understood something about what's right and what's wrong. It's not your actions aren't what's wrong. Having a whole bunch of bitches isn't wrong inherently, unless you're one of them Bible cats. But inherently, in my opinion, it's not wrong. What's wrong is the deceit and the lies and the lives you ruin along the way. Let's assume this chick's whatever else, she wanted to be with Bivol for the rest of her life, and she's bred him twice and married him. You broke her heart and your kids as well, because they're going to see you as the weak daddy who couldn't handle the carrot top lick. The minute you got money, you lost your head. What kind of man is that, people? Right? What kind of man is that? Weak. That's what I'd say. Because Bivol could have been done the Floyd. Hey man, I'm fixing to be on soon. I'm a top gold medalist boxer. You can be one of many if you want, or not at all. But a lot of women won't go for that. And that's where the deceit comes in. A lot of women won't go for the, I'll be one of many. So men, they want the homely girls, but then they want to treat them like they're the one of many's. Look at the Floyd's tings. Floyd's tings, yeah, they all the one of many's. They come from the strip club. Yeah, they've been down with that. So anyway, she said, additionally, she revealed that she is seeking justice in court for whatever transpired between them. No, I don't want him back. I want justice. You always told me there is no justice in the world, but you're wrong. I will fight for fair judgment in court. She said, however, the Russian fighter's ex-wife didn't go into specifics of the court case she would be filing. So obviously she want half the bag. She want half of the Canela carrot top bag. I don't blame her. She's entitled to half. At least. I think 60%. Come on. In fact, I think more. I think 75%. Because unless you've spent time raising kids here, you don't understand how hard it is. Unless you've done that. Right? I'll tell you now for free. If I had $1 million, I'd pay 75% not to have to raise kids. That's what I'd do. Yeah? Because anything you think you're going to be doing, you ain't going to be doing. It's over. You understand? So a lot of men, you hear these male channels saying, oh man, why should women get half? Bivol was the one making money. Bivol was also the one breeding a bitch and marrying a bitch. He didn't have to do. Yeah? And cheating, he didn't have to do. And whatever else, there's consequences to actions. That's what it's supposed to be. The court should be punitive, in my opinion. You stood in front of God, don't forget, people. I didn't tell you to take your ass there. You chose, and that's why in the Bible, adultery was a sin by death. So in reality, You man, you alpha man, talking about, oh, I don't want to pay half. You lucky we ain't got the stones and dash the stones at your head. That's what you lucky you ain't getting. You're lucky these are estrogenic times. Because adulterers be stoned to death. Oops. Again, you man are the ones who subscribed and signed the papers to the book, the Bible or the Christ or whatever. And in that book it says, get two stone and lick it on Bivol's head. Never mind 70-50% of what he earns. You're lucky. These are estrogenic times. Must be punitive, people. Must be punitive. You signed a deal. No dogging. Yeah? Well, I don't know what he was doing. I'm just speculating here. I'm assuming what she's saying is correct. It might be all bullshit. He might not have been cheating. But why would she come out now for, though? Right, the kids are 6 now. Why would a woman with kids that are 6 years old come out now for? She's going to have some sort of thing. It could be the case he wasn't cheating, but maybe she's speculating it's the case. Maybe he's not spending as much time at home. It's possible. But again, forget about her. He should be at home anyway. And again, it's difficult, man. He's an athlete. So yeah, I see both sides, man. I see both sides. We don't know, though. Now, if it's the case, yeah, Bivol was literally just out. Yeah, but he would have been... Bivol's always been in camps, though. So it's not adding up. Yeah, she knew she was marrying a boxer. His lifestyle shouldn't have changed that much. So for her to come out and say, you changed up after Canelo, she's either a great liar and she was always plotting this. She wouldn't have known when he was some dusty Russian amateur that he was going to be on. Although she married him, I guess, after he won the Olympic gold. It's possible. But it's still speculative. Loads of Olympic gold medalists get clipped. And clearly Bivol thought she was high enough crop to breed and marry, so they had something there. So why would a woman who felt she had something there only have a problem after he hits the Canelo lick? Is it a big plot? Did she see the money and think, oh well, I want half? I think that's unlikely, man. I think that's unlikely. I think it's proper unlikely, to be honest. Yeah, she didn't have to breed him to get half, if that makes sense. You could have just married him. If she was plotting, she could have stayed plotted up and said, nah, I ain't going to breed him. I'll tell him that, right? If she was really if we were sitting here saying, oh, she was calculated enough to know the Canelo bag was coming and she was waiting till after it. No, what most likely, he hit the Canelo lick and he was in Vegas somewhere. He'd been in Vegas doing whatever he's doing, and she got resentment built up and she bent out of shape. I'd be bent out of shape as well. Who would want to hear that, really? Let's assume here. Let's say the YB had a daughter, yeah? She marries some Donny, breeds her, and then all of a sudden he missing after he hit a lick. Then again, I could argue, well... But that's the thing. You don't start training more, though. Right? Top athletes, they have a pretty consistent training schedule. So clearly that's changed. Something happened. She's saying it. She could be lying, but I doubt it. He changed after the Carrot Top fight. The money and power. And again, this isn't the first time we've heard this. So I do tend to believe what she's saying. I don't know the extent to which, though. I don't know the extent to which. I don't know whether he was not coming home at all, or I'm popping in for one day this month and then he's back in Vegas shagging birds. Or whether it's a case of he's just training more. Come on, people. Come on, people. Bivol ain't training more. He was already training all he could train. And really, athletes' wives, they expect you not to be there so much. So he must have really pulled away, right? He must have done something critical here, I believe. Something critical's happened here. Especially in that part of the world. In that part of the world here, yes, it's becoming more westernized, but still, the women tend to be more solid than these. The women tend to be more solid than people in the West. So for them to be scorned, it's an even higher bar. Do you understand? In the UK, if you don't put the bins out, if you forget to put the bins out, it's a problem. Oh, you ain't carrying your weight no more around here. Do you understand? But in the East, it's more like, I don't know, more loose as a goose. Anyway, it goes on. If that wasn't enough, she also accused Dmitry Bivol of stealing and cheating while they were in the relationship. So there we go. There's the cheating allegations. However, Ekaterina has made it clear that she doesn't hold any resentment towards the Russian fighter, as the ordeal has transformed her into a fighter too. After all of the stealing and cheating, you probably think that I hold resentment for you. But no, you're wrong. It makes me that much stronger, makes me work a little harder, makes me much wiser. So thanks for making me a fighter. There's some more allegations of DV now. Since the couple announced their divorce to the public, they did not allude to any specific separation reason. But then certain disturbing pictures were posted by Katerina in a series of Instagram stories alleging that Bivol and her mother subjected her to psychological and physical abuse. Here we go. And then you sat there and told my dad that I hit myself. Oh. And you sat there and told my dad that I hit myself. Interesting. I don't know people, to be honest. I do know women, though, that will hit themselves. That's a fact. I do know. The YB knows women, yeah, that will post up and hit themselves. So it is possible. So either Bivol is a narcissist, yeah, where he, like, if I hit a chick, yeah, I'd never post up in front of my dad and lie, spark in his face. I couldn't do it. I wouldn't, you know what I mean? That's a violation. I don't have the confidence. I'm not a con man to sit there. If I did it, I'd be acting sheepish. So it's one of two things is the case. Bivol slapped her upside her head, yeah, and then was that much of a whatever that he just posted up there and lied. Or she actually did hit herself. Both can be true. I don't know what to make of that. And especially when chicks start bugging, they can start plotting things like that. So she might be psycho, man. She might just be bugging completely. He might have been 100% legit and she's just lost her head. And it is possible also that things cannot be true, but they start reading into things. She could have seen her carrot top bag hit. If you look for something enough, you'll find it, if that makes sense. Oh, ever since the Canelo fight, he's been doing this. He was probably doing it all along, but she's got that narrative in his head. Oh, for example, let's say Bivol used to go to the club once a month. He's always been going to the club once a month, but now he's hit the Canelo bag. Her expectations of what's going on at that club have changed. Before, she knew he was broke. Yeah? He wasn't in the financial position to make no bitch's booty pop. Yeah? He going in there with coins and shit. No good. Don't accept coins at the strip club. 2-2's the carrot top lick hits. And now she knows Bivol can roll in there with the hundreds. And she's like, whoa, man. Again, we don't know. Listen, it's between them and God at this point. That's what we do know. It's between them and God. Those are the only people who know what really happened. Anyway, then it says, and then you sat there and told my dad that I hit myself. She further alleged that her father prevented her from reporting the incident of domestic abuse to the police. Interesting. Again, that adds weight to it. Again, in them sides, in the Eastern Bloc, that's more common. Like, there's a lot of shills saying, oh, well, Poland has the lowest RAPE stats. They say, oh yeah, it's the pinnacle. No, the truth is, chicks get got out there and they ain't reporting to nothing because the police will give them a slap as well because they're all doing it. That's my base case. My base case is the reason the RAPE stats are so low in Poland and them places is because if the women come in, they'll probably get, you know what I mean? They'll either get slapped upside their head or they'll get another one for good measure. They're like, what? What's that? He did what to you? And they'll take you out the back and give you another one. Right? That's how it is down in them places. Fact. It just is. That's why Tate went there. You understand, people? Tate went there because he knew that was a hub of exploitation. They don't really check for them things out there like that. Do you understand? I've been to them countries. It's like that. Women don't say zip. Zip. Not a zip out of their mouth. And there's a benefit to it. I'm not going to lie. To a certain extent, some might say. Do you understand? Because who really want to hear a bunch of women running their mouth all the time? Not me. So there's pros and cons. So that's probably why her dad, the patriarchy, said, listen, man, hold the line. Because if you go to that police station, you fixing to get another one. Do you understand? The father knew, man, it's not worth it. So, especially for a big star like Bivol, they might have just clipped her ass. You understand? She wound up missing somewhere after that one. Because Bivol's no doubt the big town star, right? He's going to be. Who here thinks some woman is going to be running their mouth about Habib in Kazakhstan? Is he from Kazakhstan? I'm not sure where he's from, but okay, Triple G. Triple G is definitely from Kazakhstan. Who here, Dagestan, that was it. Who here thinks, yeah, the Dagestani police are going to have some female running their mouth about Habib in Dagestan? You bugging. She be missing somewhere. Fact. Who here think some chick going to be running their mouth in Kazakhstan about Triple G? Forget about it. Not going to happen, people. Yeah? This ain't the estrogenic UK. Yeah, this ain't, what's his name? People, let me tell you this for free. You know Johnny Depp? Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard. That could only happen in the UK. Only happen in the UK. Or the Western. The estrogenic beta West. Because in them sides, if one of them, I'm not saying it's right, but if one of them females was running their mouth about a big top dog in Kazakhstan, oops. That would be the last time she ran her mouth. There wouldn't be no court about it either. You can bet the bank on that one. And I ain't talking about no PR, OIB. Well, actually, if you read the Kazakhstani Public Relations Law Office, they say that women get full rights. Come on, man. Stop playing. They all say that, but she be clipped. Like I said, that would be the last thing she did. For damn sure. So, who knows? Katrina also told the media that she had been to a psychologist a few months before the breakup and dealt with bouts of loneliness, as Bivol was absent from her life for long periods. I'm not sad without Dmitry. What should I get used to? I've always been alone for at least 6 months, and over the past year we've not seen his... Yeah, so this is out of order, people, I'm sorry. Who want to live like that? If this is true, I tend to agree with her. Yeah? What man wants to be away from his kids for 10 months? And then 6 months periods and 10 months. And you can say you sick. And I guess... Usyk did spend quite a time away. But what's the answer? Bivol hasn't been that busy. All due respect. He's been fighting bums. Right? He fought Carrot Top in 22. It's 2 years later. Why is he still spending 10 months away for? To fight bums. Bivol could do that camp. To fight these bums, yeah, Bivol could have had that camp wherever he was from. Right? For Bivol to fight Zinad, he ain't need to be away for 10 months for that one. Now, the Beterbiev fight's a bit different. But she's saying she was spending 6 months, 10 months alone. The flip side is you can say, well, he's in the warrior training, and I get that. What can I say? I'm trying to think now. I don't know. Ultimately, we're not there. And only them two know what the vibe was. And most likely, there's been a change of vibe. And she's putting it out. She's saying, after the Canelo bag, he was probably coming home. Most men who are invested in their kids and their woman, yes, they've got to work. But once that work's finished, they're coming home. We've seen Usyk done that. Right? She's saying, hey man, you ain't even working. Or you're working fighting bums, and you still ain't coming home. You still ain't buzzing to come home. You've always got excuses and whatnot. Who want to live like that, people? If I was a woman at home with 2 kids, yeah, and all of a sudden you busy fighting bums somewhere, and then got no time for me, after you got the Carrot Top bag, there's signs there. Again, I don't know how he was operating before, but she's alluding to the fact that before the Carrot Top fight, you was home every 2-3 months. Now you're home. 10 months is a long old time to fight bums, right? The Beterbiev fight's only been on the cards for the last, 6 months? I'll tell a lie. It's probably been 9 months actually, but they divorced. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows, man? We're not there, ultimately. If Bivol was legitimately just trying to get the work in, she should have given it some time, right? However, if he's out there shagging and on a mad one, and she's got evidence of that, then that's whack. And I got a video coming soon, but Joe Joyce got exposed as well. A similar kind of situation. Joe Joyce had this nurse ting called Jadine, and she exposed him. He was out training in Las Vegas, and she said, "Hey man, you was hooking up with all the old hookers." Seriously, they split up. If you look on their Instagram, all their pictures have changed. So, Team Lightskin, Joe Joyce was out there caning all the old hookers, apparently. And she even put in the comments, they weren't even nice, they was old ones. Joe's a dirty dog, man. Joe, man, you a dirty dog. Do you know what I mean? Dirty dog is Joe Joyce. That's what's been alleged. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not my opinion. That's what Jay Dean said. I got the leak for you, man, as well. Put you on. I feel sad at times, but I thought it could be worse. Turns out I'm much stronger than I thought. Surprised by myself. I mean, equally, there is a level of... we don't know what was going on. If his schedule changed from being home every 2 or 3 months to being home every 10 months a year, that's whack. And that does imply that something's changed in him. Most men want to come home if they want to come home. If that's on their agenda. Now, if your agenda's like Joe Joyce and you're trying to hook up with two dusty hookers, then you ain't coming home for shit. You gonna always be training. On the flip side, though, she must have known that she was marrying an athlete who's going to be training. But 10 months does feel like a long old time, right? When you're fighting bums. That Beterbiev fight's only been on for the last 10 months. So they split up before that. And before the Beterbiev fight, Bivol was fighting bums, man. Right? He's only been prepping for Beterbiev for the last 9 months. So this isn't even relevant, this period. The period before that, who's he fought since Carrot Top? No one of note. No one that he needed to be away for 10 months at a time. That's extreme, right? Super extreme. 10 months to fight bums. Anyway, it goes on. However, it is important to point out that serious allegations... Yeah. So essentially, the allegations haven't been proven in court yet. Meanwhile, Bivol is still remaining tight-lipped about the situation, though accusations are coming thick and fast. Moreover, allegations are surfacing at a time. Yeah, that's something to note. He's got the Beterbiev fight up. This is really only beneficial to people betting on Beterbiev, right? Because Beterbiev, he's from somewhere else, right? Beterbiev is from where they do it proper. Yeah, Beterbiev from one of them Dagestani ones. Do you understand? You ain't hear no allegations on Beterbiev. Yeah, them chicks been buried somewhere. Yeah? The Muslim ones. They ain't playing like that over there. They're just not. Yeah? The Habib ones, the Beterbiev ones, they ain't playing like that. They still give you the stone if you run your mouth too much. Fact. It's not in my opinion. Yeah? Habib, Beterbiev, they from one of them Iranian type situations. Stone. So they keep them females over there, they tight-lipped. For damn sure. But these Europeans, like Beterbiev's one, Bivol's one, they're becoming more westernized, man. They talk on Instagram and whatnot. But she might have a claim. I think, gun to my head now, I think she's probably right. Then again, she might just be guessing and, oh, he's not home, so he must be cheating. We don't know. The court case will reveal all. Let's see how it plays out. Let me know your thoughts, people. Smash the like button, subscribe, like off the bell, 100%. No doubt about it. People, stop it.